Red Hot Gotsy, come subscribe, come subscribe, come subscribe, come subscribe. Red Hot Gotsy, guys. So today I'm talking about Spider-Man No Way Home, and I know the trailer dropped, a couple days ago, and I know you guys are pumped for this movie. I am too, and I got some problems with what I saw in the trailer, but I'm not gonna lie, I really was excited for it, and I still am. I just have some things about the movie that I really need to address in this video, and I really need to, get off my chest. Also, before I even get to the video, comment, subscribe, like the video, comment, share, just all that fun stuff. So just subscribe if you want to see more of this, and you want to stay tuned for all the good videos I'm going to be dropping. And yeah. Without further ado, let's just get into it. Now, one of the first problems I kind of have with this movie is the identity crisis, or whatever you could call it. Now, I know in a lot of the cartoons and movies and stuff like that, they have tackled his secret identity as, obviously one of his key components of his character. Spider-Man, he's Spider-Man and Peter Parker, so he needs to balance both of those, the double life kind of aspect. My whole thing is, in this movie, it sounds like they're going to be choosing between if he wants to be Peter Parker and if he wants to be Spider-Man, and that really is something that I don't want to happen at all in the movie, because it kind of creates this thing where if they want to end this franchise, or end this trilogy, I should say, the trilogy, not the franchise, then they kind of want to, because I don't know if they're going to make another Spider-Man movie after this. I don't think they will, because of the whole Sony and Disney kind of debate, a couple of months, I think it was a year or so ago, where they almost pulled Spider-Man out of the MCU. So I really don't think that they're going to have another Spider-Man movie after this. And if they do have him in the MCU after this, it's going to be really complicated and really difficult. Because I already know Sony might be trying to, plug in a lot of their, core, the core Spider-Man characters that they actually have already. You can see even in this movie that they have a lot of, they got J. Jonah Jameson, back from, Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, which is, he's awesome. J.K. Simmons, I really like him as J. Jonah Jameson, but I'm really not sure how I feel about them, shoving him in, and then shoving, the old Doc Ock in, and, they got the Green Goblin and stuff. I just am very worried for this movie, and just the over. It feels cluttered. It feels like there's gonna be too much in this movie, but I'll get into that. First off, I just wanna. I kind of got off sidetracked, but yeah, the identity crisis thing. I think they're gonna it's going to be handled horribly in this movie, and I really just hope that they don't make him just become Spider-Man forever and he gives up being Peter Parker, because that's one possibility, since his identity has already been outed, and he's going to Doctor Strange to basically get this life lesson, saying, oh, see, this is why you don't mess with time or people's memories and stuff like that, even though Doctor Strange is helping him do this, which kind of destroys his character, which I'm gonna get into in a second. But yeah, if they make him become Peter forever, it's like it destroys what Spider-Man is as a character, which is about power and responsibility. If he doesn't have the power, how is he gonna be able to carry out the responsibility? And I don't even know if Uncle Ben exists in this, but that's the core of it. His uncle died, so he decided to protect everyone else in the city and in the neighborhood and stuff like that. So I honestly, I don't even know what they're doing with this Spider-Man anymore. I don't know. It's kind of a weird, it's going to be a weird trilogy, but yeah, I just think it's a strange adaptation, the fact that they don't have Uncle Ben in this one, but I'm just going to see where it goes and what they do with that, aspect of the movie. I think that might be one of the worst parts, though, honestly. Next up, we have Doctor Strange in general. Now, I think Doctor Strange is going to be character assassinated in this movie, only because the idea that he would even help Peter in this movie kind of destroys the aspect of what made his character interesting, which is his, carefulness, for lack of a better word. Him just being careful in general, and him just being a very, calculated kind of, just smart character who wouldn't do dumb, risky crap like what he does in this movie, or going to do, which is, help Peter basically cover up his identity after being outed. It's like, I don't see Doctor Strange actually doing this in any sort of, possibility or outcome or whatever. You know, like I don't see him ever actually doing this for his character. It doesn't make sense. Like he's a very careful individual. Even Wong had to talk him out of it. Well, not even talk him out of it. He was the one who was actually smart about things and didn't want to do this at all. He didn't want Strange to do it, and Strange is gonna do it anyway because a joke, haha, funny, yay. And I hope this movie doesn't just sidetrack, actually important things like this. This already kind of like destroys him as a character. It sucks. Like, oh my god. Um, I hope they don't do any more of it though, or at least a lot of it. I already know they're gonna do it, but like, Jesus, like this is one of the big ones. And like honestly, Doctor Strange, he was actually a very interesting character for Infinity War and Endgame. But obviously his movie is pretty painfully average for me personally, but I would say for a lot of people, it didn't like it was kind of retreaded ground, I would say, for the MCU. A lot of forced jokes, pretty standard origin story, but the character has been, pretty stable in terms of his likability, I would say. And I feel like this movie's already destroying him because not only does he not take responsibility for basically screwing all of this up, but the fact that he would help Peter in the first place, those two those two things destroy his character completely. Um, and I know I'm sounding very cynical about this, but these are just things that I want this movie to avoid and just make sure that they don't do at all, and or they do properly. So they could fix all of this in the actual movie, make his character like it probably doesn't seem as bad. Well, no, it seems bad like from the trailer, but I hope the movie's actually gonna prove me wrong. You know what I mean? It's in December. They got a couple months, so if people react not as fondly to this teaser, right? Um slash trailer, they can always like change things. So you never know. You never know. Maybe they'll add like a line or something in there, or I don't know, something. But overall, this destroys the character completely. Next, I gotta mention the potential of a convoluted plot. Now, with all the villains and all the characters in general in this movie, I have a feeling that the plot is gonna be very screwed up, and it's gonna be the weakest part of the movie. I just have a great freaking feeling about it, about that, and I feel like with the whole Doctor Strange changing things, and I don't know if the whole Loki plot, because I know Loki, which I'm gonna definitely make a video about that. Um, Loki was kind of like it kind of changed everything in the multiverse and stuff like that, since they're gonna have the whole multiversal war, and they basically like changed all of reality and stuff like that. So I think that's what happened with Doctor Strange was gonna do the spell. Um, like if you see in the trailer, all the effects from Loki were in that like segment. I could be wrong, but if Doctor Strange himself just screwed it up, that just worsens his character. If it was like the effects of Loki that screwed up the spell, um, and also Peter, because technically he was talking during it, then all right, it makes it not as bad, at least for his character and stuff. But the stuff in Loki was so bad. All right, spoiler alert, I didn't like it. I didn't like Loki. I didn't like anything in Loki. Video coming soon. But yeah, I just hope that the villains aren't underdeveloped, and they don't like not like super overpowered. Well, Doctor Strange as a whole is like too overpowered for basically all Spider-Man villains. So if he's in a lot of the movie's basically over like really quickly. If it's not, that's another problem. So there's a lot of things to unpack with that. And especially with the sling rings or whatever the hell, like like from Avengers Endgame, the portal scene, like the little portal, as Peter puts the yellow sparkly thingies that he has. If he doesn't use those in this movie like a lot, since they can literally cut off limbs, that's also a problem. There's a lot of problems with Doctor Strange as a whole. Like, and I've just talked about just the surface of it. Now, when it comes to Peter, I also talked about a little bit of that, but I just hope Peter as a whole. I hope there's just not a lot of jokes that bog down the actual seriousness of what this movie entails, especially with the whole secret identity aspect, which I'm gonna kind of get back into again, because everyone in the city knows who he is. So if they don't like kind of cover that and be like, okay, villains are gonna know who he is, and it's basically gonna be hell for him. If they don't cover that, that's gonna be a problem. Because from the trailer, it seems like he's still able to go to school. He's basically a celebrity now, so everyone knows who he is and stuff like that. But no one, it's like he's not really in danger. I mean, there's one scene where I think Happy's being shot at, and like a house is being destroyed. I don't know if it's Peter's house or whatever, but I don't know. It's again, it's another thing where I have to see the movie to really be able to like fully judge it. But it doesn't seem like there's that many, consequences for him just being outed like this. The consequences that actually matter. That is. So yeah, I just think this whole plot does not work in general, and the effects of the things happen in Loki are gonna bog it down even more or less. Alright, so I already talked about the underdeveloped characters a little bit, but let me get a little bit into it, a little bit more, I should say. I just hope that the villains as a whole and obviously, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange actually have good plot in their characters, stuff like that, and what they're actually doing, and that they're not like being bumbling idiots. Because like Doctor Strange, to actually be in this movie, has to be a bumbling idiot because he is the most overpowered character, or one of, in this entire universe. So if he's not just honestly soloing everyone, it's a problem. It seems like they're going to be changing Electro if they do bring him back. Because I heard they're going to be bringing Electro back. And he's going to have yellow lightning. That's what you saw in the trailer. And also, apparently, that was Sandman. Like, the whole, like, giant, like, monster thing that was being hit by the lightning. Or near the lightning or whatever. And Peter was there as well. So, like, I guess that's Sandman. And then people said that the screamy thingy at the end of the trailer was the lizard. I don't know if that's from Amazing Spider-Man, or he sounds different, so I guess it's different. Maybe multiverse, so they can do whatever. I guess. You can see even in the picture, you got Electro there and stuff like that. Who else? They obviously got Doc Ock, Green Goblin. I don't know if they're gonna use Willem Dafoe or if it's just gonna be a different version. I mean, it sounds sort of like Willem Dafoe's laugh and stuff like that, his Goblin laugh. So they could go either way. They very well could, or they could do something different. Have someone new and have a different design. Because I'm not gonna lie, that Power Ranger design did not hit at all. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can't be the only one. Like, I've heard many people like that it literally looked like something off of Power Rangers, like Samurais or something like that. That's the one I used to watch. But yeah, I just hope they have good motivations overall. That's really all I have to say about that. Yeah. I know MJ, Ned and Aunt May and Happy and stuff like that are gonna be in this movie as well, and they're gonna be in this movie probably a decent amount. So I just hope they are given a good enough plot, while with this whole secret identity crisis. Well, not secret identity, identity crisis thing going on, and I hope they play into it well and they actually try to help out Peter and they do the right things. Like, I just hope they're not like destroyed as a character as well, because the whole Doctor Strange thing is killing me, bro. Like, the fact that he's in this movie, this problem never really existed for any other Spider-Man movie, because it's just Spider-Man. Like, it was just Spider-Man and like maybe one other like powerful character. Like, I'm trying to think. Oh no, it's usually just the love interest. Like, you got Mary Jane, then you got Gwen Stacy, who help him out sometimes, but it's mainly just Spider-Man. So that's a huge problem. I'm not gonna get back into that, but I'm just saying. I just hope MJ, Ned, all of them have good plot as well. Now, the last thing I really have to mention, I kind of already mentioned it already, is the Sinister Six potentially being in this movie. Now, I heard some people talk about it. I heard some people say that it may potentially end up being the villain of this. They, I should say, are going to be the villains of this movie, and I have a huge problem with that, only because I feel like it kind of goes back to the not only underdevelopment of these characters, but the convoluted plot that might ensue when actually creating these villains for this movie. And I'm saying creating, not just applying, because these characters haven't really been in a movie yet, other than what you've already seen them from potentially. Like Doc Ock is not really. He doesn't look like the Doc Ock. Obviously the actor's the same one, but other than that, we don't know if that's the same Doc Ock. They have potentially Electro, potentially Sandman, and potentially Lizard. They have Scorpion in this universe, or at least who should be Scorpion. I guess we've never seen the costume or anything like that, so we don't know if he's gonna be in this movie. And then no, I don't think Mysterio is gonna be in this one. So yeah, I'm trying to think who. They got Vulture as well, so they could have anyone in this movie, I guess. I guess I don't know. And then they're gonna have the 3 Spider-Men. So, and I don't think they're gonna make Tom Holland be able to defeat the whole Sinister Six, because even honestly in the comics I couldn't even understand how he could defeat all 6 anyways, even the cartoons and stuff. So yeah, I think he would need 3 Spider-Men to defeat them, honestly. It's kind of weird because Electro in Amazing Spider-Man 2 was pretty bad as as a whole. The Lizard was pretty okay, and not everyone liked him. I guess it was pretty like 50-50, I guess you could say. So I'll just put him as okay. Who else? The Sandman. Then I don't know if they're using Spider-Man 3 version. I don't think they will. If not, then he's just a version, so we don't know who he is. This new Doc Ock, we don't know who he is besides the actor, so that's cool, I guess, but it's not like, I don't know what's going on with that. So it could be cool, it could be not. The new Green Goblin, we also don't know. So yeah, we're gonna have to see more of that. And yeah, if they do use Scorpion and Vulture, they're already, well, Vulture's already a character, so I think he would be a good asset to this team and also to the story as a whole, because he's actually Tom's villain in particular. So yeah, they definitely need him for this. He could be useful, or maybe they could just have Scorpion and expand upon his character. Well, the non-existent character that he actually has, because he has no character. So yeah. So yeah, that's basically all I had to say about this video. Comment, subscribe, like, let me know what you have to say about this video. Let me know your thoughts on this Spider-Verse 2.0 kind of movie. You know what I mean? Because we already know that the 3 are going to be in this movie, and they're going to be fighting together. We already know. Like, it's already been spoiled to death and all this type of crap. Like, and we saw, like it was just a rumor back then that Doc Ock was going to be in this movie, and now he is. Like, that literally cements the idea in my mind that, Garfield and Maguire are going to be in this movie. On God. Like, no one can tell me crap, bro. No one. So, yeah, just let me know what you think about that. In this whole premise of the movie, let me know if you think this kind of ruins Doctor Strange's character, or potentially could, I should say. We don't know anything yet, or if the plot could be convoluted, or if the characters could be underdeveloped. Like, let me know what you think about this, honestly. So comment, subscribe, like. I'll see you guys in another video, hopefully soon, next week or this week, whatever. And yeah, peace.
No way, Jose.
Red Hot Gotsy, come subscribe, like, come subscribe, like, come subscribe, like, come subscribe.